Overall,
now the government has released the names of officers that plotted the alleged military coup. Opinions are changing. Initially, people thought that this was just a hoax, that no military coup happened, that the APC administration is just using it to curry favor from Nigerians, that they should protect democracy, many things, as if election rigging isn't the same thing as a military coup. Now they've released their names, they can't just openly accuse them of plotting a military coup without the event actually happening. Despite the fact that the army arrested these people and told Nigerians the reason they were arrested was because of unprofessional conduct and other terms they used, much later it was revealed that it was an attempted military coup. Naming these officers means they have something on them because they will still come up with a defense. And military coup under a civilian administration is not what the army would handle. They won't just set up a military tribunal to try these people. Military coup is a serious crime, punishable by death in Nigeria. So it is a federal crime that the Attorney General will prosecute. So when they finish all their investigations, they are supposed to submit what they've gotten, the report of the investigation, to the Attorney General, and he will now start prosecuting these people. That is how it should work under a civilian administration. Under a military administration, they do everything by themselves. If there is any coup attempt, they normally set up a military tribunal to try the people, and the military high command or the supreme high command of the military will now authorize or approve the verdict of the military tribunal. And if they will face capital punishment, it will happen almost immediately, like it used to happen under IBB and other military regimes in the past. Now, looking at the names of these officers that plotted the alleged coup as released by Premium Times, you can see they are mostly northern sounding names. Of course, there are some from the Middle Belt, like the Almakora. That name Almakora sounds very familiar. He is a brother or a relative to the Almakora that is a politician from Nasarawa State. Now, one question comes to mind. Is a military coup what Nigeria needs at this time? The answer is no. Not that we support a military coup or that Nigerians have hard luck with military coups in the past, no. But you can't help question the fact that action equals reaction. The mere fact that military officers were plotting to overthrow the civilian administration shows a problem of leadership. Yes, even soldiers are not immune to the hardship going on in Nigeria. You might say that most of their commanding officers and other high-ranking military officers are being well taken care of by the administration. But what about the soldiers at the front lines who are fighting every day to protect this country? Why are they suffering? Why is the country not taking care of them the way they are supposed to do? Remember, these are people that are officially issued arms by the government. If you don't take care of them, don't you think they might go rogue? They might do anything with the arms just to make sure they survive. That's the reality. This is why we have police brutality today. You see police harassing people every day in the streets, everywhere. They extort money from Nigerians. It is simply because they are armed. Yes, you arm them officially, and they use the arms to intimidate and rob Nigerians. In some cases, they kidnap them. Yes, this is kidnapping. If you detain someone without any cause and start intimidating the person, you did this, you did that, call so person to send money, this is kidnapping. Yes. So these people are not immune to what is happening in Nigeria. They will be obviously aggrieved, and that might provoke a military coup. This is the reality. And another reality is, if a military coup happens in Nigeria today, many Nigerians will troop out in the streets to celebrate the people. That's the reality. Because everyone is suffering, which goes back to the failure of leadership. Leadership is supposed to make sure that the people they are leading don't suffer too much, that they at least enjoy the dividends of the so-called leadership, democracy, whatever you want to call it. That the people are not pushed to the wall to the extent that they do not have any other choice in life except to start committing crimes and doing all sorts of things to survive. This is the reality. What's the essence of leadership if they can't solve the basic problems of the people? So if the leadership is doing the right thing and many Nigerians are engaged doing their jobs, they wouldn't have time for crimes. This is how it works. No one will have time to start plotting a coup. Imagine a soldier that wakes up every day, goes to work, he's paid well enough, he's happy doing the job, he doesn't have time to intimidate any civilian. There is no carryover of whatever frustration, transferring the frustration to another person. There's nothing like that. Imagine a soldier being paid like 1 million or 1.5 million naira in today's naira. That soldier will put in his best because he knows that whenever he retires, he will never suffer. Even if he's a young soldier, just married with maybe 2 kids, they might not be spending more than 1 million naira every month just for expenses. So he will still be able to save 500,000 naira every month. Imagine that for 10 years. That's a whole lot of money. He can commit to building his own home, getting his kids educated, many things, many problems he can solve with that money. But in today's Nigeria and in today's Naira, most of these soldiers at the front lines, they earn less than 100,000 Naira, or maybe at worst 150,000 Naira per month. What is that going to do to an average soldier who the government officially armed to protect the country? They can turn that arm to a civilian and rob that person. It happens every day. So they pretend as if they don't know all this. Now, when a military coup or a military plot to overthrow the government happens, they act surprised. So whether they continue to transfer officers, reorganize just to prevent whatever they think they might be plotting from happening, it will never stop what will come, if it will come. Yes, better solve the problem from the source. And that problem is lack of leadership. You cannot be telling Nigerians to tighten their belts while you, that is supposed to do the right thing, is not tightening your own belt. You're spending the money extravagantly. You are showing off in front of Nigerians who are suffering. You have plunged millions more Nigerians into poverty. What do you expect? So these are the issues. Better do the right thing. After all, since this democracy, maybe once or twice we've heard of any coup plot. Yes, since this Fourth Republic. It's only now, just after 2 years, that we are hearing a military plot to overthrow the government. That should send a message. Of course, they are already receiving that message. You can see from their actions the past few days, they are obviously in panic mode. That was why the SSS arrested one man in Port Harcourt simply for calling for a military coup on his verified X handle on social media. He said that Nigerians need a military coup at this time to remove all these people from power and join the AES. Immediately he made that post, the SSS operatives were very quick to track him down and arrested him. Of course, you can't commit a military coup with word of mouth, yes, unless they can prove that he was actively involved in plotting to overthrow a sitting government. Then they have nothing on him. They should endeavor to charge him to court as quickly as possible for any other charge they can think of, not detain him indefinitely like they normally do. Now, with this event, it's very important that people understand how to stay anonymous on social media. It's imperative to stay anonymous at this time when we are obviously under an oppressive regime. So staying anonymous is to protect that your free speech, because even when people say something on social media, something very harmless, you see their supporters start hounding that person, trying to intimidate and silence any opposition. So many people are going anonymous. But the question is, how do you do it in a way that you will not be caught or tracked by all these security agents? You don't use it to attack people or to start causing problems, committing crimes or bullying people. You just want to use it to protect yourself from being tracked, intimidated, arrested, and, dumped in the dungeons of the SSS. Who knows when this man is going to be released? Before we continue on how to go anonymous on social media, it's important to know the capabilities of Nigerian security agencies. The police, the SSS, and other security agencies have the capability to track down anyone without the help of network providers. People must understand that they have the equipment, mostly developed by Israeli companies. This equipment is able to track any phone number in Nigeria. Within the territory of Nigeria, they can track you down anywhere you are using GPS, satellite, even the GSM network coverage of network providers. If you are using an MTN line or any other network, once they get hold of that number, they can track you to the nearest meter. They can track you to your street, to your apartment. Yes, they are able to determine where you live because obviously at night you will sleep at home. So if they want to monitor you, know your movement, they will see that you're sleeping in that place and you're leaving every morning and you're coming back to that place. If they monitor you for just a few days, they will just deploy there and arrest you. Yes, like they normally do. They will visit you when you are fast asleep. Of course, when they get hold of your number, they already have your information, your name and your photo. You remember you registered that number before you are able to make calls on the network. The only time they actually need the network provider is when they need your call records and data records. Most of these network providers are mandated to store these records for up to 3 months. Maybe they've changed that now, maybe up to 6 months. In some countries, they're required to store them for up to 1 year. So whatever you're doing on social media, never drop your real phone number. Once you do that, you have already revealed your identity. They don't have any other means of tracking people down. All the people that feel they are anonymous, if you search back their social media posts, you will see that somewhere they have dropped their bank accounts or maybe their phone number, anything that will be used to identify them. Maybe they linked another real account that belongs to them, then it will directly point to them and their identity. So these are the issues. If you want to stay anonymous and you are not there to bully people and commit crimes, you can actually do that without being tracked or intimidated just for saying something that you know is harmless. Now, knowing the capabilities of the security agents in Nigeria, the question now is, why don't they use their capabilities to solve all the security challenges in Nigeria? Every day you see people kidnapped, and the kidnappers will have the audacity to call the family members of the victim and demand for ransom, in many cases in millions of naira. And that number is there even if they use the phone of the victim. Why can't security agents track down that phone number to the nearest meter like they normally do to the opposition? They can track that place down and try to rescue the victim, but they don't do this. The other day it was one lady on social media. They continued posting, threatening to harm her if she doesn't raise 20 million naira as ransom. All these happen on a daily basis. And one more thing, people think they can just track all the terrorists or bandits posting on TikTok. They can't do that because they will need the network provider to provide maybe IP addresses to be able to geolocate them. And it's very rare for social media companies to provide that information because they know the implications to their subscribers. The only time they will do that is maybe when they are compelled by a court or when the person commits a heinous crime on social media, which of course would violate their policies. They will be obligated to furnish all the information to the security agency so that they can use that to track down and arrest the person. In another case, like the man that was arrested by SSS in Port Harcourt, no social media company will submit any IP or any information to help in tracking him down. Actually, he said we need. He never said they should commit a military coup or anything will happen. And going back to military coups in Nigeria, we've never had that luck. This needs to be said over and over again. Nigerians should stop shifting responsibility. All the time, people keep hoping that someone will come and save them or someone will come and do this so that we will jubilate and celebrate. That's why there is hero worship. Anyone that starts claiming on social media that he is this, he can do this, Nigerians will start worshipping the person. Let Nigerians do it how others have been doing it. In the past few months alone, it happened in Bangladesh, it happened in Nepal, it also happened in Madagascar just a few days ago. People got tired, they trooped out on the streets and started protesting until the politicians ran away. So this is the only way Nigerians can take back their country, not relying on the military that have failed Nigerians over the years. They always make things worse. That's the reality. All the military regimes in the past were never motivated by patriotism. Look at the constitution they left Nigerians in 1999. Can you imagine? They made the president a king instead of making sure the country works, devolving the powers to the states so that high concentration of power at the center that drives corruption, that makes everything not to work in this country. Instead of doing the right thing, they locked down the constitution in the guise that they were trying to make sure Nigeria remains united. No, you don't force unity on people. It is when the country starts working, you will see patriotism continue to rise. You will see people be proud of their country. If the country is not working, no one will be proud of his country. They will simply say, I've not benefited anything from this country. No one gives a damn. Yes, it is time to make things work. There's no need panicking. If you are doing the right thing, why do you need to panic? They keep insisting that Nigerians must suffer before they get to El Dorado. No, it has never worked anywhere. You must lay the foundation before things work. If the basics are not there in Nigeria, nothing can ever work. Even if you give them 100 years, they will keep turning around, demanding for more time. It will never work. We don't need to reinvent the wheel because other countries did it in the past. All we need to do is to emulate exactly what they did. And that El Dorado, that Nigeria of our dream will happen in our lifetime. Thanks for watching.